Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Hope you had a good night. So we are going to continue our conversation around virtual assistants. And today I just want to continue. I'll continue with my story, then I'll share something else on threads, and then I'll share my recommendations. So when I realized I needed a virtual assistant, after God had made it clear to me what, at least He gave me the headlines, and I knew I had to run with it. I couldn't wait for another year or two. So I said yesterday that I hired based on sentiments. So she was someone that, someone that a mutual friend. I don't want to call him a friend, like a family friend, recommended her. And said, that should be a good fit. I know. And then I hired her. And because we were not in the same continent, we had to do quite a lot of Zoom. It took a long time for us to be able to schedule a Zoom call that would work for her. That should have been a red flag for me, right? But I was so invested in helping someone, because sometimes I can be a bleeding heart. So we went on, and we finally had that Zoom call after about a month or two. And of course, that should have been when I should have pulled the plug, but I did not. I guess it's because I had to share this story. That's why I had to continue. So we continued. I gave her a list of tasks, and so the first task that I gave her to work on, I could see, because I know how AI works, I could see that she just did something. She just asked AI to do something for her, and she sent it in. No checks. I don't have a problem with using AI as an assistant, but don't let it do the tasks for you. So she just copied something from AI. You know, when the ChatGPT says, "Here's so and so, what you recommended," I know at the end it will ask you some questions. She didn't edit anything. She just sent it to me like that. So I looked at it, and I thought, okay, fair. Well, the good thing is that she knows how to use ChatGPT, so maybe we can use that as an advantage. So I started giving her more tasks that were tailored towards her capacity, because I was like, maybe I'm the one that is expecting too much. But hey, remember, I'm paying her, and she's supposed to be making my life easier, right? But I wasn't. I was still in the sentimental zone. So we continued, and then how did it go? Okay, then we got to the point where I would give her tasks, and she would be missing for a long time, and then she came back at some point and told me that something happened with her sister. Sister had a domestic issue, and I know life happens. We have domestic issues, right? But don't let it get in the way of your work. I believe that's where we need to have more conversations with women, because you are not even the one going through this issue. It's your sister. Even if you are the one, the Bible says in Psalm 126 verse 6, it says that those that go forth weeping, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless return with their bringing back their shields, which means that as they were weeping, they were walking, they were sowing. That's why they had shields to come back with when they were rejoicing. If all they focused on was the fact that they were weeping, then there will be no shields, and there will be no story. There will be no change in the story. Anyway, back to my story. So this lady, every time, how far? Where is so and so? I know I started spending a lot of time following up and asking her how far. And then she would come up with story. Somebody had police case. We had to spend the day in police. And I had to have a conversation with myself and ask myself, is she doing this thing to you for free? We do for free? Are you just giving her money for giving her money's sake? Then I happened to go to the country where she was in. I scheduled a meeting, and we eventually did not get to see, because she had excuses upon excuses. So I realized that it wasn't going to work. And so I paid her off and I started doing my stuff myself. But of course, I still needed an assistant. So if you want to hear the rest of the story, you have to tune in tomorrow. Because all these tips I'm sharing, they did not come from ChatGPT, they came from real life. So stay tuned, you'll hear more. So let me share about what I read on Threads. This guy, he shared about how he hired a virtual assistant that was based in Dubai. I didn't check where he was based. And I think he said he was paying $1,000 per month. And he said, oh, that's cheap, right? And I was thinking in my mind, that's not cheap. It's not cheap. But he was like, oh, it seemed cheap to him. But he did not factor in the time difference between them. He did not factor in the fact that when then the person also said that I think he was that she had a day job. But he said, he just thought that, she's smart, she'll be able to navigate it. But he said that the time he was spending with editing, fixing, was way more. He wasn't getting assisted. He was supervising a trainee. And that's not what you're looking for in a virtual assistant. We are not training per se. Though in my case, the other person I finally got, she needed a lot of work. But because I'm committed to a cause, it was easy and she's open and ready to learn. But that's not the conversation for today. So his learning was that it's better for you to hire people who know what they are doing. And let me just chip in. Even this lady that I say I'm having to train, I realized after it wasn't part of what she put forward in her CV when we were hiring. I had to hire her because she's doubling. She's not just a virtual assistant, or she's not just an assistant for me at work. She also does some house related matters. So I had to hire her anyway. But then I found out that she's also able to do TikTok well, right? It wasn't even part of what I thought I needed, but she turned out to be a great asset. She has run our TikTok page, this page, yeah, you're on the page. I don't know what she's doing really, but she's doing it well, and it wasn't even part of what I thought I needed. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So this guy's recommendation is higher professional, and I agree with him. And that's why AMA's virtual assistance community is one of the places we want to check. Because the good thing with our community is that you're not hiring one person, you are engaging a community. So depending on what your organization needs, we'll sit down with you, we'll agree that, okay, you need to come up with a content calendar. Fine. We have people that can do that in the community. We engage them, they do that work for you. You don't have to keep them afterwards. You just need to retain us. So whatever it is you need per time, you will find the person that has the skill you need per time, because your needs will be changing as an organization. You can start off needing someone that will build a social media manager, for example, maybe a content planner. So we get that person plans your content for you. Then you realize that, okay, based on this content, these are the things I need to do consistently. We find people within the community. So you're not dealing with one person who can have an emergency and the emergency will have to be attended to. You're dealing with a community. So if someone is dealing with stuff, we have people that will take over, and the community will compensate everyone for their efforts. So that's why I would recommend AMA virtual assistance services for you, because we've been there, we've done that, we have the t-shirt. Thank you for listening to me today, and have a blessed day. Ciao!